This is why you can't trust the 16personalities.com test for finding out your MBTI type. After spending years learning the theories and reading so many MBTI books, I now understand it deviates a little too far from the foundational theories of Jungian cognitive functions and the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, also known as MBTI, and 16personalities.com is actually based on an entirely different framework. From personal experience, I have noticed that the site is accurate only perhaps maybe half the time anyhow. I'd always tell people it's a good starting place to learn about your own personality type, but often it'd be off by a letter or two as far as the 4 dichotomies. The site does do a good job at creating these cute abstract art representations of 16 personalities, and I'm sure you've seen them all over the internet in memes and everyone uses them. But these aren't the true personality types in the type descriptions. A better test, you could check out my quick 4-question MBTI quiz. I'll link it down below. It's totally free and available all the time on my site. But alright, so let's get into what the approach is of 16personalities.com. In the quote-unquote R Theory article of the site, you'll learn how this popular website greatly deviates from the theoretical foundation of cognitive functions. It's just kind of crazy because when you go into the back end, analytical data side, this site is by far the most popular MBTI personality tests known, but it's just not actually based on MBTI theory. So, the cognitive functions, they're the true basis of the 16 personality types and are way more useful to guide personal growth to actually understand your personality type. But on the 16personalities.com website, they write, with our NERIS model, we've combined the best of both worlds. We use the acronym format introduced by Myers-Briggs for its simplicity and convenience, with an extra letter to accommodate 5 rather than 4 scales. However, unlike Myers-Briggs or other theories based on the Jungian model, we have not incorporated Jungian concepts such as cognitive functions or their prioritization. Jungian concepts are very difficult to measure and validate scientifically, so we've instead chosen to rework and rebalance the dimensions of personality called the Big 5 personality traits, a model that dominates modern psychological and social research. What this approach means, oh my god, it drives me crazy. This means the entire site is actually based on the Big 5 personality assessments while wearing this false mask and adopting 16 personalities letter code. It's not actually testing for psychological type, which reveals individual preferences for how we each process information and make informed decisions. It completely deprioritizes the cognitive functions and instead operates upon a spectrum from each of the 4 dimensions, while adding a strange 5th dimension of assertiveness versus turbulence, or assertive versus turbulent. These 5 dichotomies correlate to the Big 5 personality ocean framework instead. O being for openness, and that's correlated to the N versus S, intuition sensing. C for conscientiousness, that correlates to J versus P, judging perceiving. E for extroversion, which is still introversion extroversion. A for agreeableness, which they correlate to F versus T, feeling versus thinking. And then N, neuroticism, is that assertive versus turbulent letter that they add to all the types. Look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the Big 5 personality test. It's a 5-trait framework, but it is definitely not 16 personalities. I hate that the 16personalities.com completely steals the global recognition and respect of the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator and dilutes it by basing the assessment on a completely different personality framework. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Please take care.